Oh, buddy. One more day, man. Able to survive today as well. After today was pretty hard, in my opinion. I thought today's price action was pretty confusing. There was a lot of accumulation, and we had to wait a bit for me to actually take a trade today. Um, but it still worked out. I still saw price how I thought it was going to move in the bigger picture, in the bigger time frame. Like everything worked out, but it just took a while, and I got broke even once early on, and then I realized, okay, that just there's no way. I'll just break it down because my entry was insane. Like everything was perfect, other than the actual play, how it actually played out. Like I ended up getting break even, but it's fine because we ended up winning a trade. So for $499 across 5 accounts, I don't know how much that is, but we're at a balance of $5,149 across 5 accounts, with one more winning day left on our arsenal that we need for us to take out um, a payout. So let me actually give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull something up on my Discord just to show you guys that I took an entry earlier on, like for the break even trade. So okay, I have it. So coming into the trade recap, right? Let's just get into it. This is still crazy, bro. One more day, and you know what's even crazier? My balance is not even at 4,000. Like it's at 5,149, right? And I did the math. If I have like a minimum day tomorrow, say 150, that'd be a 12.5k payout around there, right? I'm pretty sure if my math is correct. Um, which is pretty crazy to say, bro, because I was going for 10,000. I didn't even have a thought of it getting up to 12.5 at all. Okay, I didn't even think I'd get a 10k payout this soon either. Okay, so this is all insane. But I mean, I feel like it's actual proof. Like I'm still winning. I still know how to trade. Like none of this is really luck. I feel like. I mean, it'd be pretty hard to get this lucky. I feel like, but who knows, man? I still gotta learn every single day. Learn from my mistakes. Be a student. Still take losses like I have. Because mind you, I blew 5 XFAs a week ago, so I'm nowhere near consistent that I want to be. Like I still have problems. Don't think that I'm some, or I don't consider myself some, like, everything's clicked for me. I still remember blowing those 5 XFAs, bro. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to let up. That's not my character. I always look back on my mistakes and how I can mitigate those in the future. So let's just come into the trade. Trading day. So first off, my daily bias. A lot of people kind of ask how I found my daily bias. Really, it just starts on a larger time frame, from the daily to a 4 hour when you scale it up for top down analysis. Okay, and what I noticed in the higher time frames is I mark out higher time for PDO raise. Well, we have this daily for value gap that's been tested like several times, right? Several times this fair value gap's been tested. So because of that, I'm taking it to slight of a consideration, but I'm not taking it into that much of a major thing in price because of how many times it's like a girl, right? Like, okay, let's just not say that. Let's just let's just say, I don't know, something's been used a lot. Um, the more times you use it, the less effective it's gonna be. Okay, so this daily for VAGAP isn't as effective anymore, and because of that, it's not too powerful. But on the daily, we do have like a bearish order block here that we can. Well, today we tapped off and then we kind of distributed lower. So the daily I was leaning a little bit bearish. On the 4 hour, I was leaning bullish though. 4 hour we had bullish structure, right? We had inverse this 4 hour for value gap. We had this 4 hour for value gap. So on the 4 hour bullish, daily we're bearish. Already that's sort of a harder kind of day because we're neutral. And another thing was, best case scenario, this was what I was looking for. We also have the consequent encroachment of this daily wick. Best case scenario, what for us was to be bearish until we hit the CE and then buy back up. That was just a pretty long shot of an analysis for me, and that's not what happened, but it's fine, right? Because we reanalyze. So 4 hour I'm bear, 4 hour I'm bullish, daily I'm bearish, right? We also have this potential nice looking market maker sell model. Um, but we can also just buy up, right? And fill this market maker buy model. So how do we know which one is going to be which? Well, good thing for us, we don't trade 4 hour or 50 minute. We trade the 1 minute, 5 minute, and under, right? So we won't need to, take this big of a move into as much consideration. But just keeping that in the back of my mind, I think helped today. Um, so coming in to market open, I told the Discord, right? My bias was I wanted to, coming into the day, we had these relative equal highs right here, right? These relative equal highs, and market open starts at 9:30. So already we have a draw to the upside because I want to see that those buy sides look that those equal highs get taken out, right? So that's what I say here in my Discord. I talk about what I want to see for the market the entire time. Every single time I tell you guys my bias, what I want to see, right? I want to see us take out London highs before any significant move lower is what I want. And then Either way, there's relative equal highs. And then if we don't take out the relative equal highs and take out the session lows first, I guess that makes it more clear to go long. So because I was kind of neutral today in my buys, because like I said, daily was bearish, 4 hours was bullish. I needed more information. Today was more of a waiting game in seeing what price told us. But I had two possibilities, right? I said we could take out the relative equals highs first, then make our significant move lower, or we would take out the session lows first. That would give us more confidence to go long and fill out this market maker buy model, because possibilities are possible. There's long or shorts were completely possible today for either or. Okay, so I think that's what today made. Today it made it a little bit harder, but I feel like I did a pretty good job in breaking down what price wanted to do. And then I kind of just said news, wick out those relative highs, and form structure, deliver lower. That's like the final thing I wanted to see. News was at 10 a.m. and guess what? We get that. We don't get a wick out, a wick off, a complete wick off, obviously at 10, but we kind of wick this low. We wick this high, right? We take out those relative equal highs, and this is when my first break even comes in. So my first break even comes in after we take out those highs. I have a level. I have a CE level that I want to see get tapped into. This 5 minute right here, and that's how I kind of top tick this move right here. Unfortunately, this would have been one of my best trades, but unfortunately, we do not, hit on this trade. We get break even. Targets were at the session lows, right? So this is what I want to see my first move get played out, and I'll show you guys. I post whenever I'm in a trade as well. Even if I don't go live, I'm posting everything that I'm doing. So like I said, took that trade here, basically top ticked it. It was going super, super good, right? Like this entry was absolutely wow. Wow, that entry was insane. Like it was literally to a tick. Um, it sucks, bro. So yeah, that happens, and then I think what happens is, in addition to today just being a bit of a choppier day, we just had an SMT get put in here with ES, and that kind of just leads us to buy back up, which is crazy. We didn't hold that, but it's whatever, right? So that happens. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a bit of a choppy day. I need to see what happens. Like I need to wait a little bit, and I also tell them I have levels. I think it was, yeah, I have a bunch of levels above, and that's why I wanted to take my first initial short. That's why I missed this move as well, right? But that's fine because guess what? I have more information. I told them, right? I think my levels were like 544 here. I wanted to see price come up here and then look for a possible opportunity for shorts. We didn't get that, right? Because prices just didn't want to come up there, and then we start reversing here. And I missed this move, this initial move right here. I'm like, okay, damn, that sucks. Like I had everything prepared. I just didn't get the levels that I wanted to get. But guess what? We have more information. And so use it to your advantage. Even if you miss a move, guess what? You have more candles on your charts. Use it to your advantage, right? There's no reason for you to just get bummed out of missing a move and try to chase it. Just use what the markets have told you what's going to happen next. I've been talking about this the entire week. The past 2 weeks, I feel like it's been so apparent. AMD, accumulate, manipulate this high, distribute lower. We also have a market maker sell model potential to give us a higher time for market maker sell model to give us more confidence that we have a reason to go lower. Why do we have more reason to go lower? In addition to that market maker sell model, well, we have session lows. We have session lows that need to be taken out. Even if we want to continue to buy back, we need a bit of a retracement. So even if you're scared that we're going to continue to go long, we're gonna at least need some sort of internal sell side liquidity for us to push even higher. Okay. So this was a pretty simple move. If you knew, if you could see the AMD, if you saw the AMD, you knew exactly what was going on by like, I want to say like 12:15 by lunchtime. I feel like you would have been pretty confident in what was about to happen. I just needed a little bit now since we have context in what may happen, right? Because we mapped out what may happen. Doesn't mean it's always going to happen. So let's see if it actually does happen, right? In addition that we're in this 4 hour bearish fair value gap that gets respected, right? So let's see if it actually happens, right? So now all we're doing is we're looking for ICT concepts, entries, level entries to see whether they get respected, whether they don't, right? If they get respected, then obviously the move's going to play out. So this is how I kind of got my entry. We have the CE of a 50-minute wick, right? I just want a lot of consequent encroachment levels, the 50% of the range, the 50% of a wick range, all to be aligned with one another. And then a bonus is to add a standard deviation level, and then a bonus would be to add my unicorn model, like my classic ICT model. So first thing we do, I go into the 50-minute. Do we have a wick anywhere that can kind of give us a possible entry? Let's just do this all over again. Do we have a wick anywhere that gives us a possible entry? Yes, we do. Where? Here. Well, this move hadn't played out. Pretend like this move hasn't played out yet, because it hasn't, because I'm just looking at this. Yes, we do. We have a potential wick here. that we can enter off of the CE of. So let's see if any other levels line up with his area to give us a possible entry for shorts. On the 5 minute, do we have an entry here? Do we have any sort of a wick that we can go off of? Yes, we do. Another one here. And they're what? Relatively close to one another. They're not completely, close, but they're relatively close to one another. Let's go into the, let's say the 1 minute, because that's where we're gonna enter off of. Do we have anything we can go enter off of the 1 minute? Not really. I didn't really look at the 1 minute. Not too much in the 1 minute. 3 minute. Well, we have one on the 3 minute as well. So we have a lot of wicks that are, essentially just lining up with one another, giving this a higher probability that it's going to reverse, right? Another thing that was big for me was this area of buy side liquidity right here. We have, relative equal highs. So let's just name that BSL here. So one thing that makes a rejection block, or like, a level off of entry even better, is if we have resting liquidity right below, that point of entry. And so we could just easily take this level of liquidity, reject off the consequent encroachment levels, and then head lower. That was my thought, and that's exactly what happened, right? And then, like I said earlier on, I also want to add a standard deviation level. So once this move plays out, I mark out the manipulation leg, so the low to the high of this leg, and our -1 standard deviation level, literally perfect, aligns up with the CE of several time frame wicks, lines up with, the buy side liquidity that we have. And then it also lines up with that, there's too much. And it also lines up with that, what I say, the standard deviation level, okay? So a lot of stuff that kind of lines up with one another, really just gives you even more higher probability as more things kind of just stack onto one another. And so I enter after we tap that standard deviation level area, stops at this high, and obviously if that gets ran, then we're not bearish. If that gets ran, then we're not making a move lower, then we would have probably headed higher. But since that doesn't, head lower, we're bearish, right? And you could have even if I didn't enter off levels, I could have entered off the unicorn model here as well. Like, I had multiple entries levels, that ways to enter here. If you don't trade levels, you can trade off of just strictly ICT like concepts. Have a high, low, higher high, lower low. Let's see if we have an did we have an SMT here? I traded in class, so I didn't really, or like, I had a limit set and it tapped it while I was in class, so I didn't really get CES, but I don't think I saw a SMT. So yeah, however, high, low, higher, high. I say this last video, this was basically a trade I took. Inverse for value gap, would have entered there, so we were just banked off of that. My target was going to be these lows, but in considering that today was a pretty choppy day, and the fact that I just need $150 to secure winning days, I don't want to stretch it. I don't want to, risk my day for no reason. So I'm content with 500. We're above the 10K balance. We're like at 12.5K payout now eligibility. So that's completely fine with me. And then here's the proof that I actually entered there. So 23454, 23454 is my entry, like somewhere right there, right? So yeah, hopefully I feel like I explained that pretty well. Today was a very hard day, so don't be too hard on yourself. Very, very hard day, honestly. I was confused too when I got hit break even. But when that happens to me, when I have my analysis and I get hit break even after I'm pretty confident on what I thought price was gonna do, I consider it's gonna be, a confusing day, a choppy day. So because of that, I just wait a little bit longer for the candles to tell me more data, right? More data at the end of the day is what you need. Why put yourself at a disadvantage and enter early without seeing more data? That's how you lose, I think. So yeah, that's about it. Now, what do I gotta do? Post the video, TikTok. I got some school stuff to do. Unfortunately, but it was pretty nice hitting that trading class. Like, professor wouldn't stop calling on me to speak Portuguese and to practice reading, but I mean, I guess you can't win everything. But yeah, we're so close, bro. One more day. As always, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. After this payout, I'm gonna cook up a pretty nice video because I want to tell my parents, but I have no idea how I'm going to tell my parents. I know you guys are probably excited for that too. Like, I'm excited to tell my parents, man. Yeah, I don't know. I started trading because of my parents in the first place, and I'm just it's a blessing, bro. It's truly a blessing. Couldn't have done anything, any of it. Literally, wouldn't have been able to get past my struggles. Wouldn't have been able to get past the worst days of my life without the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So just truly a blessing, man. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this video. And tomorrow, man, is the big day, bro. It's the big day. I apologize tomorrow if I take some bullshit trade and I try to just get my winning day, my 150 winning day. I don't know. I'm gonna try not to, but we'll see. If nothing comes out tomorrow, I guess we'll take it on to Monday. But yeah, I thank you guys for watching so much. I will see you guys tomorrow if I take a trade. Hopefully you guys are, going about your day tomorrow and the random Alex notification pops up and says I secured my first or I guess $12,000 payout. Will be pretty insane. And then I'm also going to make, if that happens, I'm going to make a psychology video at night and show you guys and tell you guys kind of how everything clicked in my mind, how it really feels. But yeah, because I feel like I'm not doing a good job telling you guys emotionally how it actually feels. So I'll make a video on that as well. But yeah, thank you guys again. I feel like I'm saying thank you so much. God bless. Have a very safe rest of y'all's day and keep going, bro. Anything in life, just keep going. Every single day, every single day, just show up, no matter how hard it gets. Because it got super hard for me, and I still showed up every single day consistently. Sacrifices, everything, bro. I love you guys. See you guys later. God bless.